Hey guys, welcome back to the Full Show. Of course, I am Foolish Phil. Just wanted to give you some of my thoughts after, the morning after, right? The morning after Michigan's 27-20 victory over Alabama. Last night I'm jacked up on adrenaline and excitement, and I don't get everything in I think I should. So, thought I'd do a morning after one. I'm still on, winter break here, Christmas break where I work as a teacher, so cool. Give you some thoughts. Anyways, sorry about the cough. Still recovering from a little bit of yelling last night. Just a little bit. Now, first off, props to the O-line. They gave JJ the time he needed. There were no sacks on JJ throughout the night. The team had 130 yards rushing, and it was good, right? It was a good, very solid, excellent effort maybe. And you got to remember, Alabama has two edge players that are NFL first-round caliber players, and they were not a huge factor. They made plays, don't get me wrong, but the O-line kept JJ upright. The only sack was when Orji held onto the ball on the trick play, if you will, where he was actually going to try to throw to Mullings, and then he ran out of bounds instead of throwing it away, which cost Michigan 3 or 4 yards, which was not great. Speaking of the Orji package, but it just makes me laugh because of watching with sisters-in-law last night and such. Had a watch party, and one of them's like, Orji, what? Then my brother had to explain to her how it's spelled, and they're all like rolling her eyes and all that. But anyways, I think it's about time for Michigan to scrap the Orji plan especially for the national championship game. It was nice. It was a change of pace against Ohio State, I'll grant that. But both times last night it gained 4 yards and it lost like 3 yards on the sack, something like that. 2 plays. I know it's only 2 plays. But both times he came in to do his plays, Michigan did not pick up a first down on that series of plays, right? So if he came in on second down or first down, whatever it is, Michigan didn't get a first down that series. You're taking off your most impactful weapon in JJ, who can throw a ball and who can run. I mean, I like Orji for the fact, I wouldn't mind if he was back, if you would have, I think they did this once, and then actually they did, they put Orji in, so he came on the field 3 times. It just popped in my mind. On the last drive, the third down right before the 4th and 2 play, they had Orji and there was kind of a decoy, and it didn't really move much or anything, and the pass got deflected. No one was open. So he was in there for 3 plays, and you got like 1 yard maybe out of 3 plays with him in there. So I think you just gotta kind of scrap that and just go with your bread and butter, which is JJ. And I don't know. I mean, they have a week-ish to get ready for, Texas. Washington beat Texas. But I just don't know if I want to see Orji again out there as a special type of package. Is this something that Michigan did not practice enough in the regular season? It would be something if they had like a Tim Tebow type package where you had a guy who could run and pass, like Tebow did so well down at the goal line, right? He would fake he was going to do a quarterback scramble, and then he would stop and throw over the defense and such. Michigan didn't do that with Orji at all year, so if it was something that was more incorporated into the offense, yeah. But it would be like, he's in there for like basically Ohio State game. I remember him being in this game. I can't really think of any other time besides mop-up time, like Michigan State, he scored a touchdown, right? But it's like, it was mop-up time. So it's like I just don't think it's worth enough. The positives don't outweigh the negatives, right? That's just my thought of it right now. If you're going to the national championship game, I would have to say that this, looking at my notes, sorry. The offense got the job done when they needed to. Alabama made enough plays. Michigan shot itself in the foot enough times in the second half. Drop passes, bad throws, all that. But when it came down to it, the last drive there, you had Michigan needing that score, and they got it. So that just speaks to something there, right? And then obviously, overtime, they get the ball 2 plays, touchdown. So again, when the team needed it, you got to totally give a shout out to Corum. 118 yards, if my math was right, of total offense, passing and receiving. I say rushing and receiving. 2 touchdowns. Just excellent. I will have to say I'm a little disappointed in the offense in this way. The first half, they did some jet sweeps. They did all kinds of interesting stuff. I wonder if schematically, I don't quite get that, right? I don't understand it that deeply. Did Alabama do something where they took away Michigan's jet sweeps? Or was it just a matter of fact that, Michigan had 3 and outs, and you never got a chance to really get into a rhythm in the second half, right? I think that might be more of it. Also, where were the tight ends? Where was Donovan Edwards? I think he had 3 carries for 9, 10 yards, something like that, with his longest being 8 yards. Loveland caught 1 pass. I think Barnard got 0. He was, thrown to twice. I thought the tight ends were going to be more of a factor. I thought Edwards would be more of a factor in the passing game. It didn't happen, though. It just was surprising to me because everything I'd heard from Michigan people was saying, oh, they got to get the advantage with the tight ends. They got Donovan Edwards there, right? It didn't happen. Michigan still won. But I'm like, why didn't we get them more involved? But instead, maybe Michigan was like, you know what? Let's do something they're not going to expect. They expect us to go to the tight ends. They expect us to go to Edwards. Let's go to Morris. Let's go to Savage Morgan. And those plays were there. Those plays worked. So, Michigan won, right? Michigan won. The defense. Junior Colson led the way. 10 tackles. 5 solo. The defense overall, 6 sacks. I know I said 7 last night. Technically, the 1 was a bad snap, and they deemed the quarterback just fell on the ball, so it wasn't a sack. It was a team yardage loss. Fine. 6 sacks. 10 total tackles for loss. Defense stepped up when they really had to. They forced the fumble. After Michigan missed the field goal, they gave up a field goal, but it was a long 50-yard field goal. Kudos to Alabama kicker, man. Looks good. He's definitely a pro. If you're in college and you hit 50-yarders, you're going pro. You can see how valuable a kicker is and how hurtful they are when you don't have a kicker. Oh, definitely special teams. You got a week to smooth these things out. I really wonder what the coaches are thinking today as they wake up. Like, what happened? Jay Harbaugh usually runs an excellently run special teams unit, and it was just bad. Bad punting, bad returning. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. Definitely two points to finish up here. JJ, Blake Corum, everyone on this team has cemented themselves as kind of now a Michigan legend. They have, JJ, Corum, Edwards, those are Roman Wilson, Cornelius Johnson. Those guys have defeated Ohio State 3 straight times. Won the Big Ten outright 3 straight years. Now they have won the Rose Bowl over Alabama. They're going to the national championship game. Jim Harbaugh says that JJ is probably the greatest quarterback in Michigan history. I don't know. As a great quarterback in Michigan, Jim Harbaugh, that is, I give him credit. JJ might be the greatest quarterback in Michigan history. I don't know. There have been some good ones, don't get me wrong. Alvis Gerback, right? Tom Brady. I know his NFL career, is obviously great. But, Michigan, he was pretty good too. This roster has cemented their legacy at Michigan now. They will be that team. But they're not resting on that, right? That's what I love to see too. They were happy, jubilant, and joyful, exuberant last night after the win. Great job by the team to get this win. And I heard so many of them say it in the post-game interviews and such. One more. Last year Corum said, the whole point was coming back as natty or bust. National championship or bust. And now they get a chance to do it. And that's what I love. I love this team. Love their attitude. The players and coaching staff have worked through quite a bit of difficulty this year. Some self-imposed. The players obviously had to work through it all. They didn't have anything to do with the other stuff. It's all on the coaches and the penalties that were handed down. And these players and these coaches battled through it and came through victorious, 14-0, going to the national championship game. As a fan, what more could you ask for? The entertainment value of this team is spectacular. And I hope that I and you take this moment to reflect and appreciate what this team has really done the past 3 years, really. Just been so much fun to watch and such a great group of guys. I saw that so much yesterday. The Alabama side was full of respect. Nick Saban, excellent head coach. You can see it trickle down, right? His post-game comments and such were saying the respect, how he wished he'd coached better. The respect for Michigan and the program and Coach Harbaugh. And one thing you didn't see Nick Saban throwing the center under the bus when he had those bad snaps on that drive that ended their drive, right? You didn't see him say like, oh, Milroe, should have done this instead. He didn't pull out, for a better term, Brian Kelly and throw his players under the bus. And so you see that, and you can see why Nick Saban is such a good coach. You see how his players really love playing for him. And hopefully, Jim Harbaugh will stay at Michigan, and hopefully he'll ascend to that level of Nick Saban with a national championship, hopefully next Monday. And maybe another, and another. Nick Saban's way up here, man. He's like one of, if not the best, college football coach. Certainly he's the best modern college football coach. And, Michigan's got one more game to go. Great game by Alabama, but Michigan was better. Smooth some things out. Get things polished. And get ready for Washington. Ooh, that just gives me a little bit of twitchiness just thinking about that next Monday. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Sorry, my voice yelled last night. If you have any comments, put them in the box below. I'll try to respond as I'm able to. Until I see you next time, as always, go Blue!